Ben, according to your social media, can we safely say that you're excited to be here?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to be here. Yeah, very excited to get started and get in the court.
Why? Is it just because, were you uncertain about your future?
I mean, I think making the decision to come here, I felt wanted. And that's something you want to feel, when you go to work. And you want to compete at a high level. And obviously, these guys have been competing at a high level. Coaching staff is great. Medical staff has been great. Front office, everyone all around has been great so far. So for me, it's a welcoming experience, and I just want to compete and help this team win.
Branching off of that, over here, welcome. What does this fresh start mean for you personally and professionally?
I think it's a little different. Just a different experience in terms of being in Brooklyn, coming here. It's a veteran-based team, so it's a lot different. But it's time to get going straight away. There's no, I don't have too much time to get a rhythm. But I'm ready to get started and get competing. And I just want to play basketball at a high level. And I feel like that's going to happen here.
Ben, health-wise, do you feel like you have any limitations at this point?
No, I feel great, ready to go.
Ben, first of all, welcome to LA.
Appreciate it.
You mentioned in the previous interview guys like Magic and Wade, somebody that was influential to you, but did you ever look at somebody like a Lamar Odom? And if so, what was it about him that really intrigued you?
Yeah, obviously a bigger guard with the left hand. Always admired his game. Wasn't somebody I watched all the time, but as you said before, Magic, D-Wade, guys like that, I watched a lot. But yeah, I got a great respect for him.
Ben, welcome to LA. So much
Appreciate
out of the Clutch Points. Wanted to get your insight on, you obviously had a couple suitors out there. Just what was your insight into why this was the right fit for you, and what was communication from them about why this would be a great fit for you?
Yeah, I think speaking to Ty, everyone was just very transparent. They know what I'm capable of and what they expect from me, stepping onto the floor. And I'm willing to give that and ready to go. So I think it's easier when teams are transparent and understand who you are and what you need and how the team can help and how I can help them. So for me, I feel comfortable. I know most of the guys on the team, and so I'm ready to get started.
Obviously, multi-talented, dribble, defend, and all that stuff. Where do you see yourself helping this team right away?
Yeah, defensively and pushing the ball, pushing the pace. That's something Coach Tyronn Lue spoke to me about. Now I'm ready to embrace that.
First off, glad that you're here. First thing, 25.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy you got the number
Me
back.
too, yeah.
No more Ben 10. We back at the 25. But
We don't like to.
no, honestly, it's like every time, because I saw you from LSU down, you've always had 25.
25,
so for
yeah.
me, I'm like, yeah, it's back where it needs to be. But
Yeah.
just also you, the last time I talked to you, I thought I'll never see you back in LA, and now you back
Right.
home. But just kind of speaking to Ty, the first thing he said was like, you're a PG first. And I'm glad that he said that.
Yep.
For you and your skill set, just being Ben, like I think that's the biggest thing. When those conversations with Ty, was that being discussed? Like you being
Yeah, that's one of the things. I spoke to a few different teams. That was the first things they said to me. We see you as a point guard, and for me, that's my position. Now I see the floor. I want to get my guys going, get them easy buckets, control the pace, and then on the defensive end, I want to be a dog. I want to be able to get stops and put that pressure on the ball.
Ben, getting in this practice facility and seeing the locker room and just kind of seeing this building from a different perspective, what have been your first impressions?
Yeah, no, it's insane. From all the detail in this building, it's insane. I haven't seen anything like it. So, we got everything we need here to be successful. So, just applying it and using everything we got from medical to the food, to the facilities, has just been incredible.
Ben, Justin Russo, nice to meet you. Welcome to LA. First off, do you anticipate playing tomorrow, or would that be Thursday? And also, can you speak about your relationship with Patty Mills that you got and everything?
Yeah, so hopefully we get a decision tomorrow. We'll be talking to medical staff either tomorrow or Thursday, I believe, against Utah. And then Patty, I've known Patty since I was young. So, having a familiar face like that around helps. But the guys have been great, everyone's been very welcoming. And I'm just excited to get on the floor and play and compete.
Hey Ben, Malmar, good to see you again. 3 years ago, you got traded for James.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's obviously a different point in your life. You did a lot to, get back. You've had a lot of fun since then. What's it like to now be with this team, but also with James specifically?
Yeah, that's great. I'm a competitor. I just want to compete. Regardless of, I don't know, all the bullshit that is said online that doesn't come from me. I want to compete, and I'm here to do that. And to play alongside, some of these great players is going to be great. I think everyone's just going to push each other to be better and expect greatness. So that's my expectation, coming to the Clippers.
What was it like wrestling with that?
It was great. We was another team. We was trying to whoop their ass, so that's the only way to get better.
Ben, you mentioned, are you not clear to play back-to-backs right now?
Not yet, no.
Okay. And then I want to ask you about, obviously you played against a guy like Kawhi.
Mhm.
Just what are your thoughts just about teaming up with him, a guy of that caliber?
Yeah, I think defensively, obviously, it's a lot different when you're on the court with a lot of vets that have the experiences of being in the playoffs, being in the finals, things like that. So I think it will be unique, having a lot of guys like that in the court. Obviously, isolation-wise, he's different. He's special. So I think it's not going to take too long for us to get a feel for each other on the floor, and for me to know where he's get to his spots and know where I need to put him at. But I'm excited. It was day one. We had one practice today, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes.
Remember when we talked to Jordy back in the preseason, talking about how social media can be a very tough place, especially in this kind of era.
Yeah.
How have you managed that? I mean, obviously your name's out there a lot. I'm sure you don't
Yeah.
manage it all of it. But how have you managed dealing with that and continuing to?
I really don't look at it. So that's probably the biggest thing for me, just not looking at it. There's nothing really to look at.
What are some of the things that you do to maintain and protect your mental health? You talk about not looking at social media, but what are some other things that kind of help you?
I think that's the main thing. I think once you're comfortable with knowing who you are as a person, it's irrelevant, all of that, the extra noise. I try to stay away from it and try to just do my job, come in, work hard, and compete.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
First of all, what's it like to get a couple just days to you guys chill out after the schedule you guys had?
It was good. Just take some time, step away from the game, get our bodies right, and then come back today and have a good day. And I thought we did that today.
What was it like incorporating Ben into some of what you guys were doing today?
It was good. It's going to take some time, because you have a point guard that can play the center and the point, and so depending on what unit he's on. So just going to take some time to just kind of, let him learn the plays, understand how we want to play. But with that second unit, I thought, him and Bogey had a good thing going out there on the floor, So just, keep building off of that and keep getting those guys more comfortable with each other.
Do you expect everybody to be available tomorrow?
I don't know.
Who are you sure about for tomorrow?
I don't know.
How is Ben health-wise?
He's good. He's good to go. And so we'll know more today. Hopefully he'll be able to play tomorrow.
We saw Ben and Bogey doing some dribble handoff stuff towards the end of practice. What do you kind of envision from that two-man game with those two?
Just, working together. I think, Bogey's a good mover. He does a good job coming on screens and DHOs and just getting that chemistry together, especially if a five-man's going to be guarding Ben. Just using different ways to get open, different strategies to, open up space. And so we're just working on that today, just trying to get better.
Previous seasons when you've used a small ball center, it's usually been a spacer like Nico or like Marcus. But obviously Zoo has operated out of the short roll a lot this season and has progressed in that. Do you see Ben as a potential second unit version of that, where he's able to operate the short roll, whether it's DJ or whoever else is out there, hit them, cutting things of that nature?
Yes,
Like, are you thinking of that?
Yeah, that's kind of how I envision it. But just gotta keep practicing, keep getting better, just kind of see what each guy brings. It's gonna be something different for us, and so it's gonna take some time.
Hi, what was kind of
you being a former player and knowing Ben's skill set, how is it for you? Because you did say point guard first, and I'm glad that you did start off with that because you actually identify his talent level. But how is it for you? Kind of just identifying that and placing him in the spot that he's most comfortable with too, as well, and then also putting him in a dunker spot too sometimes.
Yeah, just how unique his game is and how we can incorporate him to our offense and defense. But the biggest thing, he can push the pace. When he rebounds the basketball, unbelievable passer. You can put him at the elbows. You can use him in transition. And then when he's playing with, the first unit where Zoo's out, he's playing the 5. I wouldn't say more sort of dunker. I would say more sort of corner, and then catching uphill DHOs and playing off of that. So just something we got to continue to keep getting better with, keep working on.
Have been no shortage of suitors. What was kind of the communication?
No shortage of what?
Of suitors in the biomarker and everything. What was the communication like with him, and how were you guys able to convince him that this was the right spot for him at this stage of his career?
Just told him our plan, the blueprint of how we want to use him, and we thought he can bring it to the team. And I've known Ben for a long time since he first came in the league. When he was under Rich Paul, and just building a relationship. So I've known him, and so it almost happened when I almost went to Philly. It almost happened, but now it's here. So just got to make the most of it.
How difficult is it to incorporate even more guys after the trade deadline into the lineups and things that you need to do?
It's good for us to start over, I think, offensively, just to get better and do the things we need to do that's necessary to win games, and just be better at executing what we're trying to do. So it gives us a chance to start over and implement those guys into it. And so it's going to take a little time as far as rotations and how we play guys together and things like that. But from a basketball standpoint, I'm kind of excited about it.
So you view this kind of like a fresh start then, essentially?
Yes.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to, Ben, on the defensive end of the floor? Like, how do you envision using him compared to how he's been used in the past?
Yeah, he's always guarded the best players, and so being able to use him to switch, 1 through 5, put him on the best player. If you got to stay, attached, and we don't want to switch. He's physical enough to get through screens and keep his matchup, and so he wants to do that. That's what he wants to do. He wants to guard the best players every single night, and there's another guy we can use for our defensive assignments, and so he's up for the challenge that he wants to guard.
Coach, you've had a lot of successful buyout guys in recent years where they've come in and not just fit in, but have played pretty large roles. How have you been able to navigate that, especially with some of the guys that you have brought in being pretty unique players?
It's first of all, it just says a lot about the organization. They choose to come here when they have other organizations they can go to. So that's one. But two, just giving someone a fresh start. It's always good to get a fresh start and start over and not worry about where you've been in the past and what you've done in the past, but get to a new place where you're welcomed and guys are pulling for you, and you get a chance to have a new start. And so that's the most important thing.
After the game the other day, Bogdan was telling us how he's not just a scorer; he's more of a playmaker as well. He wants to show off that. Does that change the fact that he's able to play make and not just I think he's viewed as a scorer, but the fact that he can play make and create for others, how much does that help that second unit with what you guys kind of want to do?
Oh, it helps a lot. I think with him being in that second unit, guys that can pass the ball and make plays and willing to do that, I think says a lot. And like I said, Bogey's not just a 3-point shooter. Like he can run pick and roll, and we saw that this summer playing against Serbia. That he's a tough cover, tough matchup, and so just got to get him comfortable with what we're doing, and he's going to be great for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ty.
Okay. good though. I shoot it more easily, so I gotta mix it up every couple weeks for him. Enjoy when we start. I just like to go over it.
You're right. It's gonna be a grind.
I don't know why they split it up between the two arenas. It's so stupid.
The practice being all the way over there, you gotta go all the way around.
They don't realize how the bay is built.
They have to. They have to. They were there for 6 finals and 5 finals.
Everyone's
They have
gonna
to
be late.
I'm late to I already chalked it up for me, bro. I'm gonna be late to everything.
Yeah. You're gonna. It's
Yeah. And if we taking a bus, it's even worse.
don't even hop.
They have the media shuttles.
Yeah, the shuttle gonna be
The
worse.
only way we make it is if we have like police escorts.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're not making it out. So I took the media shuttle one time and I was late to pregame.
Yeah, bro. Every time we did in Indiana, I ended up getting off the bus early and walking.
Okay, Indiana was different. That traffic was dumb.
Oh, that's what.
You remember last year, didn't you?
Faster walkers.
Bro, in 30 degrees, whatever, snowing, whatever it was. Oh my god. That was awful.
That's what I'm like now.